Hi everyone, I'm Kelly Lees from the National Varroa Mite Management Program, and I want to talk to you about integrated pest management and more specifically about mechanical methods that you can use as part of integrated pest management to control Varroa mite levels in your hives. There's a few different things that you can use that are good incremental controls to keep your mite numbers low before you use other treatments. So one of those is screened bottom boards. Now there's a variety of different ones on the market, so this is just one of them. You can see that it has a mesh in the bottom and it also has a tray in the back. This is another variation on that, again with a mesh bottom and a tray. Now these are useful as an incremental control because we found that around 20% of mites fall upon emergence, so we've got about 20% natural mite fall. So these are useful in that if you have the bottom board in, the tray in, you can put a sticky mat on there and you can catch them, or if the tray is out, you can actually have those mites fall through the mesh and onto the ground. So it's a good incremental control. One of the other control methods you can use is drone trapping. So there's lots of different kinds of frames that you can use for drone trapping. This is one, this is a full depth plastic drone comb. So you put this in and the bees draw it out, the queen lays drones in that, and drone brood is much more attractive to Varroa mites than worker brood is. So if you've got drone brood in there, you're going to capture more mites. It's really important with any of these drone comb methods that once it's capped, you remove it. So from laying to when you remove it should be no longer than 20 days. So that's a full depth plastic frame. You can also get full depth wax foundation, so you can use that like your regular foundation, but it's got a bigger cell size for capturing drones. You can also use a split full depth frame where you've got normal worker foundation up the top and then down the bottom is empty space, and the bees will naturally draw larger comb in there which the queen can lay up with drones, and then you can cut that out. And then finally, in some states and territories you can use an ideal frame in a full depth box, and that means that the bees will actually draw comb below and capture drones in there, and then you cut that out during your regular hive maintenance, remembering to do it no later than 20 days. One of the other mechanical methods you can use as an incremental form of control for mites is queen isolation. Now there's lots of different kinds of isolation cages and frames on the market, depending on your budget. So this is one that's designed to take a full frame. So the frame just slides in there. You isolate the queen in that frame. It can be either on worker brood or worker foundation or drone foundation, and the queen will lay up in there. Most of these cages still give access to the workers to feed the queen. And the idea of isolating the queen is that that can give you a partial or full brood break, in which place then you can apply a chemical treatment. So this is one of the other isolation cages. So with this particular one, the queen is just isolated inside the cage without access to laying. And then this one is also another one. So as you can see, there's lots of different types on the market where the queen can be isolated either with a frame or without a frame. Now your queen isolation protocols can range anywhere from a few days to up to 25 days. Just being mindful that the longer that you isolate the queen, the more likely that colony will actually produce queen cells. So it's important that you're looking for queen cells during that time. You can also get smaller cages like this where the queen can be isolated, or these push-in methods where they go onto the frame. So you can use those to push those into the comb to isolate the queen. One other mechanical method is requeening. So it sort of borders on cultural and mechanical, but you can requeen with a mated queen or with a queen cell, and that will give you a brood break, which can lead to using a chemical treatment where you're targeting the mites that are now on adult bees. The longer the brood break, the more likely you are to get a higher mite drop when you apply a chemical treatment. So remember, integrated pest management is the key. Mechanical methods of Varroa mite control are a key tool in your toolbox. They will help you keep your mite levels at a lower amount as an incremental control for managing Varroa.